Hi, who are we talking to today?
Talking to Sergeant Zachery Plaice at the Airborne Special Operations Test Directorate.
Well, nice to see you today, and will you be jumping yourself?
I will be on the 6th lift.
On the 6th lift, okay. Well, tell us a little bit, like what are you jumping out of?
We're jumping out of a UH-60 Blackhawk. It's a helicopter. It's been used by the Army since about the 80s.
Okay, and how high will you be jumping?
We're jumping from 2,000 feet above the lake.
And how long does it take to hit the lake from that?
Usually we jump at 1,500 feet, but at 2,000 it'll take about a minute and a half, but it's all dependent on how much the jumper weighs.
Okay, and what about your clothing and equipment and backpack, all that stuff? How much does that weigh, and does that have a factor in it?
Yeah, for a water jump we're just going to be in shorts and a t-shirt, but normally we would never jump into the water. Normally we jump onto land, and with your rucksack, weapon, and uniform, parachute, you can weigh well over 100 pounds, sometimes 130 pounds of stuff.
Wow. Where are you from?
I was originally from Niceville, Florida, and I've been in the Army for about 7 years. I've lived in Tacoma, Washington, and now Fort Bragg.
Okay. And is this like one of your lifelong dreams you wanted to?
Well, I think being in the Airborne was definitely a lifelong dream. But I went to college for a little bit and decided it wasn't for me, and I wanted to join the Army. So I don't have any parents in the Army, but it's always been something I want to do, serve.
Okay, and you know, I'm thinking of how our students can apply what you're doing here to history and to science, and why was this place chosen, Lake Alman in Weston, North Carolina, chosen?
Oh, sure. Well, primarily it was chosen because we were going to honor community member Ray Lambert, who's a World War II veteran and did a lot for his country, and he's actually a medic. I'm a medic as well. So it kind of meant a lot to me to come over here and do this for the community, and this also meets our yearly training requirements because as test parachutists we have to do a closed and open water jump, so one in a lake and one in an ocean. In an ocean? Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
I guess as far as studies, there's actually a lot of math involved in what the Pathfinder on a boat is doing, because he does his calculations and releases the first jumper based on drift. So you'll use a lot of Pythagorean theorems.
Pythagorean theorem. Oh, I bet our 5th graders have heard that before.
Oh yeah. So, for example, when I went to Pathfinder school myself, I got about 3 sheets of formulas, and me personally, I'm not a great math guy, but I learned really quickly to kind of use those formulas to solve sometimes complex problems.
Meanwhile, the other guys are landing behind them. So these backpacks, how much do these bags weigh?
I'll say right now.
90
pounds, something like that.
Each? All right, guys. Are you one of the, you just jumped? Can you talk to our elementary kids for a second?
Stay in school.
There you go. What does that feel like?
It's floating, nice and cool, weightless, and then a nice plunge into the deep end of the pool.
Does it hurt at all when you land in the, no, nice soft landing?
It's like jumping in from the side of a pool.
Tell us about that pack on you right there.
So what this aqua lung does is as soon as we hit, there are CO2 cartridges inside right here that when I pull this tab, it'll inflate the entire thing and it keeps you afloat.
Oh, cool. Did you use that when you're out there, when you land? You didn't need to use it, but if you needed to, you have that and it's safety.
You have it there.
So what about your parachute? Do you take that off as soon as you hit the water?
So we undo our chest straps and our waist straps, and everything's wide open. And right before we go in the water, we grab our leg straps and let them go, and we slide right out of it.
Awesome.
Yep.
Neat.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so you do have to use math, and I'm thinking too today about how does the wind factor in?
So we use a formula called decaf, which is basically a drift formula. So at altitude, we'll throw up a pie ball, which is basically a balloon with helium, and then we measure the angle from the boat to the pie ball based on the altitude that we're dropping, and that'll give us the drift. So we'll then convert that with the decaf formula to push from the point of impact where we want the first jumper to land. It'll push out several hundred meters to say, hey, number one jumper needs to exit now, and then all the corresponding jumpers need to exit after, and they'll all drift to the PI.
Wow, because if you didn't do that, they could have mid-air collisions or land in the wrong place, or what?
Mid-air collisions are more of a jumper problem at that point. They can always avoid those, but what we really want to watch out for is all the terrain hazards around, because if you get a jumper in the trees, it's a bad day. Or if you're doing a water jump in this uniform and you land on the land, it's going to be kind of, it's not going to be fun for you.
Okay. Well, thanks so much for talking to me today, and I hope all you boys and girls are listening to how math and science are used and used to shape history. So keep learning that algebra and geometry, even though you don't want to.